Yo, what's going on, everybody? You've seen the thumbnail, you've read the title, and today I want to talk about the low recoil meta in Call of Duty Vanguard, because as I've been playing Vanguard more and more, I've started to notice this more and more, that the most popular guns in the game aren't necessarily the best in terms of time to kill, but they're like the most accurate low recoil weapons, and there's obviously a reason behind that. So with that being said, I want to talk about why that is, and if that sounds like something that interests you, feel free to kick back, relax, and let's get into the video, guys. Alright, so if you guys have been playing Vanguard for a little bit, you will have realized that two of the most popular weapons in the game are the MP40 and the STG-44. Now, statistically speaking, and I don't have hard numbers for this, so don't take this as, it's 100% fact, they're not the fastest killing weapons in the game, but they're the most accurate in their class. The MP40 is insanely accurate, and so is the STG-44. Now, why are people, not picking the MP40 and the STG over something like the PPSH, which kills incredibly fast up close? Well, it's simply because when you combine a high recoil weapon with flinch and with people also in turn using cover, it becomes very, very hard to kill somebody with a high recoil weapon. For example, guns like the AS-44 I've been trying to use recently, and I haven't got much gameplay with it, because, well, quite simply, the AS-44, it's just not that good, because at least without a lot of attachments, it has a really, really high recoil pattern, and when we combo that with Vanguard's already high flinch, you kind of create the situation where, yeah, your gun's going to kill somebody insanely fast, but if you get shot at, it's very, very hard to stay on target. And in fact, if the enemy drops shots, it's even harder to stay on target, to the point where if you're playing against somebody who's using an AS-44 or like a very high recoil weapon, one of the most efficient strategies against them is to literally just drop shot them and shoot back at them. They're not going to be able to get on target unless they have an insanely fast sensitivity and reaction time to that. They're not going to be able to get on target to you. It's ridiculous. And in turn, you'll end up winning the gunfight. Now, do I think these weapons should be buffed? Sort of, and not really, because one, the AS-44 can be an absolute powerhouse of a weapon, same with the automation, which has a decent amount of recoil as well, are absolute powerhouses of weapons when you have the right attachments on them, considering we have 70 plus attachments. And also on top of that, if mastered correctly, these guns are insanely good, but the problem is people don't want to do that. People don't want to spend hours upon hours learning how to master the recoil pattern and in turn getting shot at the same time with flinch and just staying onto a very tiny target with somebody using cover. It's basically a death sentence in this game. It is ridiculous how hard it is to actually kill somebody who's on a head glitch. Like, if you don't believe me, go and grab a high recoil weapon in Vanguard, okay? And just try and play with it. If you normally play with things like the STG-44, the MP40, the Owen gun, any low recoil weapon, grab a high recoil weapon in Vanguard and try to play with it. Combined with the high flinch in this game, they are so... It's such a bad choice to run a high recoil weapon. Now, the easy way to fix this, and the way Sledgehammer might go to fix this, if they even want to acknowledge it in the first place, is to simply reduce the flinch on high recoil weapons. The other way they can fix this is to, well, just reduce the recoil. So either way, you make these guns become way stronger. And I'm not opposed to flinch, like this video might be saying, or, sounding like I'm opposed to flinch. But I'm not really opposed to flinch, because Cold War has the exact opposite problem of this. Cold War has a problem where it doesn't matter, it's the most fastest time to kill weapon. That is the meta in Cold War. Whatever kills the fastest is what you use in Cold War, because there's no flinch. So you have a complete DPS meta. Now in this game, well, we've gone to the other extreme where the flinch is way too high in this game, or it's not way too high, but it's too high for some high recoil weapons, that it becomes an accuracy meta more than a time to kill meta. And also, considering we also have a very fast time to kill, you can't really be affording to missing too many bullets, right? You don't want to be missing too many bullets in fast time to kill game as well. So, you kind of have this thing where that's why guns like the MP40 dominate. That's why guns like the STG dominate, is because they're accurate, they can put bullets into people consistently, and they don't have to deal with high recoil as well as the flinch. Learning to deal with the flinch by itself is not the hardest thing ever in this game. It's not that hard to learn how to deal with flinch. But when you have to learn a hard recoil pattern, and getting shot on top of that, and your enemy moving on top of that, and you have to be moving yourself on top of that because the headshot multipliers are so damn high in this game, it's really, really hard to use high recoil weapons. I'm not saying it's impossible, I'm just saying it's really, really hard. So unless Sledgehammer Games wants to do something about this, the entire game for the rest of this life cycle is going to be MP40, STG-44, Owen gun, whatever is low recoil. Nobody's going to want to touch the high recoil weapons because it's just a terrible idea. So with that being said, I kind of just had to get on here and talk about this because this is something I've been noticing, and if you guys are noticing the same thing as well, you know, let me know. If you guys are noticing the complete opposite thing, let me know. And as always, like I said in this video, not as always, but like I said in this video, I encourage you guys to go and use a high recoil weapon and just see what happens. See the difference when you use a high recoil weapon. So with that being said, if you guys did happen to enjoy this video, make sure to drop a like, sub to the channel, turn on post notifications, and with that being said, have a great rest of the day, everybody. Bye-bye. Peace out.